Hi, it's Martha from JustMarthaDesigns.com, and I am here today to create a thank you card. And I wanted to use a little different approach today to what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be doing some embossing. And so some of the supplies I'm going to need is I have some scrap paper. You can tell I've already used this paper, but I have some scrap paper and crushed curry. I also have some cardstock. It is the very vanilla card. That did not come out right. The very vanilla cardstock, and I've just taken an 8.5 by 11 sheet that I've cut in half so that I can create a card that is 4.5. Four and a quarter by 5.5. And so I'm going to fold that in half and then kind of crease it, if you will. I lost my little. Alright, so I've creased that, and I'm going to use this. This will be the base of my card. I'm also going to be using my stitched framelits dies, and this is the next to largest oval that I will be using. I will also be using the Garden Green stamp ink and rose red crushed curry because it matches my paper, and some basic black. The stamp set that I'll be using today is actually going to be the Avant Garden stamp set, and this is a free Sale-A-Bration item that you get for purchasing $50 or more in merchandise. You can get a free stamp set, and this is one of those stamp sets, and I'm going to be using the flower and the little stamens and the thanks for being you, as well as the little leaves. And I did a similar card on my Facebook page for our live coffee and crafts, and I'm going to try to make sure that I create something different each week, whether it is a card or some other craft project to do on a Saturday. And so if you would like, just like my Facebook page, and I post the times when they start. So the first thing I'm going to do to this card before I start any of my stamping is I want to get a general idea of where I'm going to be placing my sentiment. And so to do that, I'm just going to take my little die, and I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to trace on the inside with a pencil very lightly. So that I know kind of where this is going to go. And that way, when I finish with everything, I can cover it up and it'll be taken care of. So I'm going to set my crushed curry cardstock out of the way. I'm going to kind of fold out my card, and the first thing that I'm going to do is starting with the lightest to darkest. I'm going to start out with the lighter color, and I'm going to take my flower, and I'm going to use this to stamp around the oval that I have drawn on there. So I'll ink this up, and I'm going to start, and it doesn't matter if it's kind of in that section, but I want to stamp, even stamp off the page some. Notice I put this down to protect I've stamped everything on my desk here. But I want a couple of really good flowers. Clean off my stamp some. Alright, so now that I have some flowers on there, I'm going to kind of scrub this off a little bit before I go into the rose red. Close that up and set it out of the way. Alright, so next up I have my rose red. And this I'm going to kind of get that in there a few places. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it kind of goes off of the sheet. And set that aside. We'll pull out my leaf next. Let's go ahead and take out the little stain because that'll be next. And use a smaller. This is my garden green. Already look like I'm bleeding. I've already stamped myself. Right, and so I'm going to put some leaves in here around the flowers. Let's see if I can get that a little better. I tend to get just a bit messy when I'm creating. I think I'll probably end up with more on me than I have on the card. Alright, so I have some leaves in there in the middle of the flowers. Just scrub that off. And put the leaf up and close up my green. And then next, well, if I wouldn't get into a hurry, I could get that closed much quicker. Alright, pull out my black for my stamens. Honestly, this is kind of what makes the flowers pop, is having the little stamens in there. so I've got my flowers completed. Let's scrub that. And now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry, because I will probably go in there, because I'm such a perfectionist. I want to go in there and erase the lines that I made in just a moment. But I'll set this aside, and I'm going to pull out this crushed curry. I'm going to take my little thank you sentiment. It says, "Thanks for being you." And I'll take out my Versamark. I'm going to use the Versamark, and I'm going to use some gold embossing powder. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to stamp onto my cardstock, and then I will pour my gold embossing powder on there. Cover up my Versamark so that it does not dry out. Finish with that. Get my scrap paper here. I'm going to dump that off and kind of thump it just a little bit to get any excess off. I have a bad feeling that's going to smear. One way that you will be able to tell that this is always going to be live and me doing this is when I make a mistake, I'm going to go back and correct it. Right there. Alright, so let's try this one more time, see if we can get a nice clean stamp. Alright, try this one more time. Alright. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes you just have to move right on. That time it's a lot better. It's not as much smudged. Light hand, people. Something I don't have some days. Alright. Set all of this stuff out of the way. Let's try heat setting this one. Ooh, wait a minute. Before I start, I see a little smudge. That will turn into a bigger smudge. Trying to go in there and clean this up before I get started. No. Oh, that's going to upset me. I've got one little spot that's bugging me. Alright. And the bad thing is that oh, look at there, I did the same thing to it again. Does not help when you have okay. I don't know, in case you haven't noticed, I'm pretty sure that you've seen some of my videos. I actually have like a muscle disorder that causes I no longer have really fine motor skills, so. Alright, let's do this. Alright. That's going to be satisfactory to my liking. Alright, so got my thanks for being you right there. Finally, I'm so thankful. And I'm going to cut that out with my Big Shot. Crank that through. All right. So now I've got my little piece cut out. Have my card. I'm going to put it all together. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to erase. And yes, you can erase across that ink. It is not going to take the ink off. And I keep saying that one of these days I'm going to say that and it's going to come off and I'm going to be shocked. But so far it's never come off. Alright, so now I'm going to stick my little sentiment down on my card. And I'm going to do that with some dimensional tape. If you have the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, I do not right now because I'm currently waiting on my order to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and just use some dimensional tape that I have. Put that on the back. Pull the little sticky stuff off. And then I will stick this right about here. So that I have my thanks for being you. And voila, it is done. I hope that you enjoy my videos. Ooh, I tell you what, I've got embossing powder everywhere. But I hope that you enjoy my videos, and I hope that you will come back, subscribe to my channel. Chances are the subscription link will be in that corner. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure that you do so. Be sure to visit my webpage. That is justmarthadesigns.com. So, Just Martha Designs, and visit my webpage at justmarthadesigns.com. And as always, I hope that you enjoy the videos. If you go to my webpage, you can find more information about Stampin' Up! And Stampin' Up! Products, and find a link to that so that you can create all these lovely designs. Right now, the Avant Garden, once again, Avant Garden stamp set is free during Sale-A-Bration. Sale-A-Bration only lasts until March 31st, and while that's going on, you can purchase $50 worth of products, and for every $50 worth of products that you purchase, you can get a free item. This stamp set is one of those items. The Hey Chick stamp set that I've used often is another free item that we have, and I have several videos available right now that use the Hey Chick stamp set, as well as the Avant Garden. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.